If you're looking for the best RGB fans, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on their features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Thermaltake Ryan RGB Fan. The first on our list, and one of the best RGB case fans out there, according to many users, is Thermaltake Ryan. These fans are among the top choices as they can be controlled remotely via your smartphone. Not only that, but they also work with Amazon Alexa. Finally, they are extremely vibrant, which is likely why they tend to attract so much attention. So, we have already established that Thermaltake Ryan case fans deliver excellent performance. The RGB case fan comes in an iron blade design, and it is capable of delivering high static pressure. In addition to high static pressure, this fan can reach a maximum rotational speed of 1500 RPM, while its airflow stands at around 41.13 CFM. They come in a package of 3 fans, with a digital lighting controller included, so you can enjoy this RGB fan to its full extent. In addition, it also features an anti-vibration mounting system, which was ensured by adding rubber pads. With vibration, you can also reduce the noise level of the case fan, while it doesn't sacrifice its thermal efficiency. So, you have high static pressure, more than decent airflow, a great reputation, and more. What about the RGB part? Well, since it comes with 12 individual LED, all of which are controllable, we had to decide that Thermaltake Ryan will be at the top of our list. Moving on to the next at number 2, with Corsair L120 RGB. The next on our list of the best RGB fans, we have Corsair L120 RGB Rights Reserved. This is another case fan that is considered to be among the top choices, even among other Corsair RGB fans. This particular Corsair RGB fan comes with fan blade speeds of 600-1500 RPM and a high airflow that goes up to 43.25 CFM. However, while this is pretty good, it is still not what makes this particular so appreciated. Instead, Corsair L120 is so popular because this is the best static pressure RGB fan that you can find even now in 2020. It can achieve a generated static pressure of 1.61 H20, and so when you position it onto the heatsinks, you will ensure that they are properly cooled at any given moment. Granted, this causes the noise to be a bit higher than what competitors have to offer. However, if you are not concerned with a slightly higher noise level, this will be a perfect case fan for you. After all, the noise is still rather low, only not as low as what truly silent and stealthy case fans can deliver. It manages to keep the noise at this level thanks to hydraulic bearings, which have a second purpose, which is making the fan last longer. Of course, this is a list of the best RGB fans, which is an important element to our top picks. Corsair fans RGB are very attractive. Due to the dual light loop, there are 15 RGB LED on each fan, and you can tweak them as much as you like due to Corsair Lighting Node Pro. Lighting Node will allow you to set everything up the way you like it, all through the simple use of Corsair's own IQ software. One and only negative we have found about this model of RGB fans is the price. After all, a pack of 3 case fans will cost you around $100, which might be too excessive for some. However, if you are willing to pay the price, you will have an excellent RGB case fans with excellent static pressure, although they won't be as quiet as some other options on our list. The number 3 position is held by Corsair ML140 Pro RGB fans. We have decided to stick to RGB fan Corsair for our third pick as well. This time, however, we have Corsair ML140 Pro RGB fans, which can achieve somewhat lower fan speeds of 400-1200 RPM, although this is still more than enough to properly cool your PC. The airflow is pretty impressive with these fans as well, reaching around 55.4 CFM. The static pressure, however, is somewhat lower, sitting at around 127 mmH20 for 100 Fordham case fans. However, the airflow is still good enough for static pressure to not be a real downside, especially if you place the fans in the areas of the case that aren't tied to heatsinks directly. However, there are other reasons why this fan is among the top picks, such as its unique magnetic levitation ball bearings. Thanks to these, the friction on the bearings is brought down to a minimum. On top of that, This also brings lower noise and higher endurance. The estimated noise level is at around 20.4 decibels, which makes this fan among the best if you want to stick to Corsair and want your fans to be quiet and stealthy. Lastly, let's talk about its RGB lighting. Corsair ML140 Pro features 4 HUB-mounted LED lights, while the fan blades themselves are transparent. That way, in addition to excellent function, they also improve the looks of your RGB case. Like the previous model, this one can also be improved and controlled through the use of Corsair IQ software. The RGB lighting can be adjusted in any way you see fit. However, the price is still quite high, with the pack of 2 fans costing you as much as $95. If you appreciate an RGB-rich case, and the price is not a problem, this pack of fans is definitely an excellent investment when it comes to both function and looks. Next at number 4 we have Cooler Master MF200R. The next on our list of best RGB fans is Cooler Master, coming with the model MF200R. Cooler Master offers some of the best products on the market, and so it is no wonder that its RGB fans would make the list. Now, the model we are talking about right now is among the larger ones, a 200 RGB fan, which is typically found in a smaller RGB case. The reason for this is that larger fans produce a bigger and stronger airflow. That way, fewer of them are necessary, which means that you can reduce the number of fans per case. And if the case happens to be small, that helps in bringing their number down to even more. Now, this fan is typically among the best, although its biggest competitor is a smaller 140 NZXT Aer fan, which will also be mentioned in due time. One thing to note about Cooler Master MF200R is that it is rather quiet, which might not be obvious at first, but it makes sense if you think about it. It is a large RGB fan, and as such, it spins at a slower speed. However, due to its size, it can push more air and ensure a strong airflow. As mentioned, this RGB fan can achieve a high airflow of around 90 CFM, while the noise level sits at 28.0 decibels. On top of the low noise level, this fan will also be a joy to set up and control, as it is compatible with most, if not all, RGB controllers and software. The biggest thing to consider regarding the fan is whether or not your case is too small for it. But if it can fit, it is definitely a model worth considering. The number 5 position is held by NZXT Aer RGB LED 120 case fan. Earlier on our list of the best RGB fans, we referenced NZXT Aer RGB fan, which is one of the top options when it comes to performance. NZXT Aer RGB comes from a reputable computer hardware firm, NZXT. The company is known for top-quality computer cases, as well as exceptional cooling solutions, which is why its product found its way to our list. NZXT Aer RGB 120 case fan stands out from the rest for a lot of things, but the first one you will notice at first glance is its elegant design. The fan just looks beautiful and classy, which makes it quite interesting to even look at, let alone use. It has beautiful RGB lighting, with a LED ring that has as many as 8 RGB LED. The ring is uniquely shaped, which is why it stands out from other similar rings. It is wider at the corners, which fits in rather nicely. The fan also has an exceptionally slow noise of only 33 dBA, caused by the fluid dynamic bearing. In fact, you might not even hear it at lower speeds. Meanwhile, it is capable of pushing excellent amounts of air. As noted previously, the airflow can reach a maximum of 52.44 CFM. At the same time, its max rotational speed can go up to 1500 RPM, which is quite excellent. You can purchase it in a pack of 3 fans, all of which are CAM and HUE Plus compatible. You can also make the best of its RGB lighting by placing them in a daisy chain. As a result, your RGB case will be beautifully lit, while the fans themselves will deliver top performance and keep your PC nice and cool around the clock. The number 6 position is dominated by Aigo Vetroo DR12 120 case fan. Next on our list, we have Aigo Vetroo DR12 fans, which are a pretty good solution if you wish to achieve decent airflow while choosing a budget-friendly solution. These are 120 case fans that stand as one of the most affordable alternatives to much more expensive solutions. Meanwhile, it comes with all the necessary features, including, of course, RGB. Of course, the airflow is nothing impressive with around 20.34 CFM, but it is good enough to do the job right for most machines. The fan speed can reach 1200 RPM, plus 10%, which is also not the top speed, but is not that bad either. The static pressure is average as well, sitting at around 0.38 mmH20. However, while the fans do not really stand out when it comes to things like the airflow or static pressure, they most certainly do when it comes to slow noise output. These fans are quiet, and by that, we mean only having a noise output of 16 dB. This is a huge plus for anyone who wants a silent PC that would not distract you with excessive noise. This is also one of the best fans if you are after RGB itself, as it comes with an RGB remote that lets you switch between different effects, colors, brightness, and even fan speeds. Earlier, we also mentioned that these are the best fans for those on a tight budget, and we stand by it. You can get the fan for as low a price as $22 for a pack of 3. In the end, airflow, static pressure, and fan speeds may be average, but if you need fans with plenty of RGB options and low noise output for cheap, this is the best option you will find. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Thermaltake Ryan Trio 200. Thermaltake Ryan Trio 200 is another exceptional option and one of the most powerful fans you will find. Let's start by pointing out the massive fan blades that can generate as much as 123.53 CFM of airflow, while their speed can go from 500 to 1000 RPM, according to your needs and desires. This is definitely not a fan to be underestimated, even when it comes to its static pressure. Thermaltake Ryan Trio is capable of generating a pretty strong static pressure of 1.71 mmH20. However, all of these benefits do cause it to be a bit louder than what some may like, so we should give you a fair warning that this is not such a silent option. It does utilize solutions like rubber, self-lubricating hydraulic bearings, and even anti-vibration pads. Despite all of this, however, the fan still makes around 29.2 dBA of noise, so you may want to make sure that you are okay with that before buying. The noise levels are not that high for it to be unbearable, but it certainly won't fit in on a silent setup. Still, it is quite powerful when it comes to doing its job, as you have seen by airflow and static pressure data. At the same time, it looks incredible, with 12 addressable LED, which allow these fans to produce as much as 16.8 million colors. You are not likely to find stronger and prettier fans on the market than this, but once again, they do come with a bit of noise. And if you want to truly impress people, you can always use Thermaltake's TT RGB Plus software. It lets you control its effects and lighting with voice commands. Not only that, but you can even control fan speed and therefore airflow in the same way. The fans are not even that expensive, with the price being around $80. The number 8 position is held by Enermax Squa RGB PWM120 case fan. Enermax's Squa RGB fan's unique selling point is its combination of affordable price and excellent all-around performance. How affordable, you ask? A 3-pack of the Squa RGB costs less than half of a 3-pack of Corsair's L120 fans, all while boasting admirable airflow, static pressure, and noise ratings. While the Squa punches above its weight when it comes to cooling, it falls a bit short in the looks department. While it shares the single LED ring configuration of NZXT's Aer RGB 2, the ring on the Squa RGB looks a bit muted in comparison. It'll add a splash of color to your rig, sure, but compared to the other fans on this list, it lags behind in the looks department, at least to our eyes. It's hard to hold this against Enermax, especially given the Squa RGB relatively low cost. It's cheap to run, too. The Squa RGB plugs directly into your motherboard's addressable RGB ART header. No proprietary controllers are needed here. Next at number 9, we have EKWB EK-Vardar EVO120ER 120 fan. EK is well known as a manufacturer of water cooling components, including radiators, so it's no surprise that their EK-Vardar EVO120ER RGB fans excel at static pressure. The 3.16 mmH2O rating of the EVO120ER makes it the perfect 120 RGB fan for radiators and filtered intakes. The 77 CFM airflow rating is pretty impressive too. Unfortunately, it's a bit noisy. 33.5 dBA is a bit on the loud side. It's not too bad, though, and if you're rocking thick radiators in a custom water cooling loop, the EK-Vardar EVO120ER is a solid choice. It's hard to pass on that sort of static pressure performance. We like EK's decision to place the EVO120ER9 LED in the motor housing itself. The upshot of this is that the lighting is visible from both sides of the fan. Couple this with the white fan blades, and you have quite a beauty as far as RGB case fans go. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Fractal Design Prisma L14140 PWM RGB. Fractal Design is best known for its sleek, high-quality PC cases. They do make some decent fans, though, and the Prisma EL14/PWM is one of them. Fractal's relatively late to the RGB game, having introduced their Prisma fans only in 2019, but we're glad they came around eventually. The Prisma EL14/PWM is a solid all-around option, and it'll do well as both an intake and exhaust. We think it'd work best as a static pressure intake fan, though, as there aren't many 140 mm RGB fans on the market with a comparable static pressure rating. The most noticeable downside of the EL14/PWM is the lower LED count. Fractal chose to only build 6 LED into the motor housing. While the white blades help disperse the light nicely, they won't make up for having fewer LED to start with. Your gradients likely won't be as smooth with the EL14/PWM. How important that is up to you. That's all for today. We upload product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.